Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to another episode of SaltFishTV. So today I have some bad news. The tank that we just built, giving you a little update on it. It was going great, going super great, until I added some, what do they call it, green sea lettuce or ulva. I was a rare situation where after I added it with a whole bunch of other macroalgae and refugium, the reds actually outcompeted it and made it die, and then it went through the return pump and all over into the main display tank, and it kind of just seeded in there. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, it'll just filter out, it's dead. No, it actually took hold into the rock and it's taking over the tank. It's been a super huge battle. I've been putting urchins in there. I put all kinds of things to eat it, like a tang, as you saw in the other video. We recently added a tang. It's picking at it all day long. I have like 10 turbos in there, like 5 Estrella snails. I mean, they're working hard all day and night long, but just, and then, I don't know, it's sucking up all the nutrients before the corals can actually get to it. So it's smothering out the corals, honestly, the SPS corals, and it's just not doing too well. I hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna have to break it down, because in order to really get rid of it, we're gonna have to drain the tank and acid wash everything, so like hydrogen peroxide and boiling water. So either way, it's gonna be a fresh restart. So I decided to just break it down, and shoot, I might even upgrade the tank. So stay tuned for that. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, honestly, but let's check it out, give you an update of the overall system and how it's been. So I've even cut down on the white light, just blues, trying to help it so it won't grow as fast, because it's been really growing super fast. Because like, I picked this about a couple days ago and it wasn't even that long and flappy. But now look, it's all flopping around and it's really just smothering out corals. I don't know if you can see them up there. Because the thing about ulva or any other algae, they emit hormones into the water. You may not be able to visually see it, but they emit hormones in the water to hinder growth of surrounding organisms such as the SPS coral or other algae, so that it can outcompete and grow. I mean, you can start seeing a little bit more rock, but before it was like super covered. This one was like way covered, but it's actually getting controlled a little bit better. I mean, there's still some growing on there. Because I mean, honestly, in order to really get rid of it, like I said, drain the tank, I had to boil the rock to make sure no spores or whatever fragmentations are left on it. It's even starting to grow like down in the rock in the shady areas before it was just sticking up here where the light's at. I mean, I've got all kinds of things to eat it. Added a lawnmower blenny. He picks at it. I got these huge turbo snails. This one's always putting in work. It's definitely eating like non-stop. I mean, the urchins are doing some work, but it's just not, it grows faster than it can be consumed, honestly. And down here, skimmer's been doing great. It's a Delua Great White 5. It's been pulling really nice skimming really good. Skimmer neck's a little dirty, but it's doing its job very well. I'm even hardly ever feeding. I even stopped feeding for a while and let all nutrients go to 0 to try and smother out the algae. But with all this algae, it's also probably giving me a false reading. Got the reactor going with some Rowaphos to help with phosphates and some aquachar in there. for charcoal purposes and whatnot. It actually helps with nutrient control. Refugium type deal. I let the green hair algae completely take over the refugium to try and smother out what's up here in the display. And recently added some Chaeto to help outcompete the sea lettuce as well. But it's literally everywhere. Like, I look in the sump and there's just like little pieces everywhere. So no matter what, it's always going to be in the system, and there's always a chance for it to come back. Because I'd even have to pretty much sterilize a whole tank, even all the plumbing. The plumbing might even have some in there. You never know. They could have a fragmentation or a spore. The chiller, I'm going to have to, hydrogen peroxide that as well inside, especially inside. Let it run for a little while when I break it down, so that way I can ensure that if I ever use this chiller again on another system, it won't come back. Same thing with all this other equipment, the return pump, even say like the hose from the media reactor going into the water, it could have something growing on there. You never know. So especially the inside out media reactor as well. The skimmer is going to have to get an acid wash bath. By acid wash, I mean like hydrogen peroxide or something like that. You're going to use a ratio of 1 bottle to 1 gallon of water. The wave makers and whatever line is in the tank, going to have to clean that as well. It's essentially a full reset to try and get rid of this stuff. Like, it's a nuisance, and I had no idea when I added it to the refugium. But I mean, I feel like if it didn't go through the return pump, we wouldn't have had this issue. But rookie mistake, I had no idea what green sea lettuce or uva was, so I mean, that's partly my fault as well. I had no idea what it was until after I brought it up to some other hobbyists, and they're like, oh yeah, that's not good. But yeah, I mean, this growth is like after 2 days of picking it, such a pain in the butt. See the tang? Always at work. I mean, it's getting a little bit better, but it just keeps growing back. Alright, I just quickly went and grabbed this orange lens so that you can actually see it a little bit better without so much blue. But yeah, you see all this nonsense? Walt's starting to get some color, getting some nice purple on the tips, so that's good. Things aren't too bad, like too bad. I just tired of the headache. It's killing some corals. Everything was going great in this tank. I had everything set up. I built this, tank off of past mistakes, but I guess I made a new mistake adding the green sea lettuce. So if you plan on adding it, make sure it doesn't die and spread all over the tank. I mean, I got coralline growing all on the bottom. I got some on the rock too. So this tank, I mean, it was coming together. Just yeah, it's just I have to keep picking this, and then everybody starts going to town eating it, and it just doesn't, I don't know, it's not getting gone, if you know what I mean. Honestly, don't mind the look of it in there a little bit, but I mean, it's killing coral, which is not cool because it's smothering them. Well guys, this was the update on the SPS tank. Sad days, I know, but is what it is. Either way, it was going to be a total reset. I'm still thinking about maybe upgrading the system to something better, and then just try not to have this happen again. Learn from all these mistakes. SaltFishTV, out.